Welcome back to Nate's Garage and Bakery. I thought now that I have this thing unboxed, I would go through the parts list here, the packing list, and make sure everything's actually in the thing. So here we go. Got the aluminum. You see I made a couple notes here. Aluminum, those would be the extruded aluminum pieces here. So we've got the 410 millimeter and the 308 millimeter and the 295 millimeter. Now I measured all these, and the 410s are right, and the 308s are actually 309s or so. The 295s are actually 292.5 millimeters. So hopefully that's not a problem, that these are 2.5 millimeters shorter than they're supposed to be. Other interesting thing about these, as I mentioned in my previous video, these were more or less cut with this protective coating already on here, sawed off to length. And you see all the crap in here, which is all the saw shavings. What's kind of nice about this protective coating is that when you peel it off, it is adhesive, very light adhesive, and so all the junk that fell down in the thing there comes right off with it. So it comes out nice and clean. That's kind of nice. Anyway, so first two items, check, aluminum. Next we have the control board and USB. That would be the control board with the USB plug on it. Excellent. The LCD screen, check. I've got that sucker right there. The motor, 42 by 40, and the motor, 42 by 34. We've got 3 of the big ones and 2 of the small ones. That's what those are right there. Now, if you're wondering what those measurements are, when you measure these suckers out, this being not the US, everything, well, this being the US, but this kit not coming from the US, everything's in millimeters. So we've got 42 and some millimeters there. This is supposed to be 42 by 40, so there's your 42. And then the 40 actually comes in when you measure from the top of the little bump on the flange there to the back. You get 40, a little bit over that, but 42 by 40. So there's your 42 by 40. Check. Motor 42 by 50. Linear guide 8 by 400 and linear guide 8 by 320s. There's 4 of the 400s and 2 of the 320s. Now I actually measured these again. These are the linear guides, the little rods here you see, not the threaded rods, those are done later. So you've got the 400 millimeter rods here, and I did measure those out. They're actually 410 or more, so those are plenty long. And the 320s here actually are 320, exactly. So, check. Threaded rods. M8 295 millimeter and M8 140 millimeter. Now, these I also measured. The 140 millimeter, the short one, is actually only 131 millimeter. I'm hoping that's not a problem. But we have all these parts. We've got the 295s, which are exactly 295, and we've got the 140, which is actually 131 millimeters. But we have all those parts. Chickity check. Connector. Question mark I have written next to that because I don't know which connector they mean. There's connectors everywhere. If I had gone through and actually put stuff aside that I already counted, maybe I would know which one is which. But anyway, heating bed, got that. That's the do not touch. Acrylic frame, I've got a question mark there, but I believe that's what this little package of parts was. And some of these have things that are going to have to be knocked out of there. Oh, look at that. It just kind of popped out of there right as I was talking about it. Some parts that'll need to be popped out of there because they weren't all the way cut through. So acrylic frame, I believe that's what that is. That doesn't fit anything else on the thing there, so that's what I'm going to say that is. Acrylic frame, check, question mark. One kit, so okay. Metal plate kit. So I'm assuming that's what this is, metal plates. And perhaps that's what this is also, a metal plate. All right. Power supply. Check on the power supply. Motor wire, that would probably be this set of wires right here as they plug into the motor and also into the amplifier board. What else? Motor wire. GT2 belt. Gran Turismo 2 or Grand Theft 2, whatever. Where'd that go? There it is. Here's the belt. It's a little timing belt looking thing with the teeth on it. Rubber timing belt. Rubber whatever. Extruder. Hello, extruder. Comes with the wire and the connectors on it already. Check. Fan kit 1. Well, we actually have 2 fans. I don't know what constitutes a kit, but we have 2 fans. I'll just go ahead and assume that that's okay. End stop. I'm not quite sure what an end stop is. Each 3. Now, there are some limit switches in this little bundle right here. These little contact switches. There are actually 4 of them in here. So if these are the end stops, they give you an extra one. So maybe. Corner fittings. 6 of them. That's what these are. This is what the frame is going to go together with. Corner fittings. So there's 6 of those. 2, 4, 6. Slider. 6 sliders. That's what these are over here. These will slide along the smooth rods here. Those are the sliders. 6 of them. Check. Big spring. Oh, what did I decide the big spring was? I think that is the big spring here. There's only one in that. There was a package of stuff that I emptied out here, and that's the one spring that's in there. There's also springs in the kit over here, which I believe are for the bed. Those are the small springs, although there's not a small spring. Wait, yes there is. Next item on the list, base plate, small springs. 4 of them. And lo and behold, there are 4 smaller springs in this kit than what that spring was. Those are smaller. So I'm going to have to assume that those are the smaller kits. Smaller springs. Check. 608 bearing. That's this dude right here. What makes it a 608 bearing? Well, as it turns out, the outer diameter has nothing to do with 608. You can see it's 22 millimeters. However, the width of this thing is, well, at least 6. In this case, almost 7. Oops, let me just jam this caliper into my camera here. And the inside diameter of this thing, if I can keep this out of here, is roughly 8. I'm not measuring this very accurately here, but dang near 8 millimeters on the inside diameter of that bearing. So that's what 608 means, is 6 wide and 8 inside diameter. There's your 608 bearing. Check. Screws and nuts. Let's just go through this whole list here to make this video shorter. I'm going to say yes, all the way down to the screws and nuts M8. So M2, M3s, M4s, M5s, and M8s, or M5s. Basically, all that stuff is all there. I went through and counted all of it. And in most cases, they give you several extras. As far as the screws and nuts M8, I don't know yet, because I haven't put this thing together yet, but the M8s, there's definitely, what's it say? It says 5, a quantity of 5. Well, there's definitely 5 nuts in here. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nuts in here, but there's only one M8 cap head bolt in there. That parts list is not complete enough, not specific enough on whether I need 5 M8 bolts as well as 5 M8 nuts. I don't know. Screws and nuts M3, 16, I just assumed that meant the actual bag of nuts there. There's plenty more than 16 in there. So hardware wise, everything looks real good. There's nothing missing. Well, not that I can tell except those M8s. Possibly. And there's actually extras of dang near everything, so okay, cool. Let's see, power plug and tape. I don't know what they meant between power plug and power cable, okay? Yes, there's a power plug. I assume that that is the power cable, the red and black set of wires here. Sure, why not? And there's also the tape, by the way. And you can tell it's however you pronounce masking tape in Chinese. That's how you write it. Power plug and tape and power cable. Okay, so I went ahead and hit, oh yeah, power cable, 80 centimeters of it. Sure, okay, whatever. Tools. Yes, we have tools. It doesn't really specify what tools come with it. So whether or not this is enough to actually put the whole thing together, or whether or not, you know, that's the exact set of hex keys that you need, beats me. How about us some GT2 belt pulley? Grand Theft 2 belt pulleys. For this mess of 2 meters of belt, we have these pulleys. You can see they're all toothed and everything. Belt pulley, 2 of them, check. Foot is these foots right here. 4 of them. They've got little washers in them. That one looks like it came a little loose, but it's actually at least still in there. They all have washers inside of them, so these are what the whole thing's going to sit on. So, 4 foots, we've got them. PLA, look at that, it says right there, PLA, that's what that orange stuff is. So we've got a modicum of orange PLA. And plastic parts kit 1. You know, I don't know what that means. If I had to guess, it's these printed plastic parts that there are no mention of on the rest of the thing. Yeah, I don't know. There's plastic parts here and there and everywhere, and I don't think this packing list is complete. It is not quite specific enough to tell. There's only 1 page of it there. There's several things that it does not mention, such as whatever the hell this is. I don't actually know. Maybe a lamp? And I'm not sure what this exactly would be considered. It looks like it's the power cable to something. I think it's probably the power cable to that something or this something. One of these somethings. Anyway. So, several things I have that are not included on the list, like the heat sink and stuff, although those might be part of one of the kits. I don't know. Lots of stuff in this kit. Oh yeah, baby. Check it. There's some more metal stuff that wasn't actually on the list specifically, but here it all is. Plates, power supplies, PWAs, wires, some timing belts, and electronics, and this is stuff I get to put together now. So, I think that's about it for this particular section of the video. I shall now turn this off. Later.